Testing, testing. Welcome, everyone, to the Visibility to Prosperity Summit, where 30 expert speakers reveal their hottest new visibility, marketing, and sales strategies for fast revenue and dream client growth. I'm Virginia Parsons, your host, and I'm really thrilled to bring you what I think is going to be a gold mine of tips to help accelerate your success. And also, these trainings can literally change your life. So get focused, get ready to take some notes, and be ready to implement these really powerful strategies that you're going to be receiving from all of our speakers. And that brings us to our next speaker today, who is Jill Hope. Now, Jill is a soulmate client attraction mentor and money breakthrough coach for spiritual women coaches and business owners. She's a writer, an inspirational speaker, and the founder of I Shine. Now, after a successful 22-year corporate career, Jill made the leap into entrepreneurship to pursue her passion of empowering women to own and express their unique value, to charge higher prices and get it, and get to the six-figure mark in their business, doing purpose-based work that they love. Okay, now in her 16th year as an online business owner, Jill helps coaches and entrepreneurs attract soulmate clients and become a money magnet in their business through her signature program, Love Yourself Rich. Woo, juicy. Jill will be speaking today about boosting your income without burnout. 3 keys to confidently raise your rates and attract premium clients. Whoa, such good stuff. Welcome, Jill. So happy to have you here today.
Oh, thank you so much, Virginia. It's lovely to be here, and I'm so excited about your summit and the topic that we're going to share today.
Well, I am excited to share so many amazing speakers, life experiences, the expertise that they've gained through years of sometimes trial and error, making progress. Business growth is not a direct linear movement, is it? So I'd really love for you to share with our viewers what you felt was a defining moment in your own business or life, whether way back or more recently, that really put you where you are right now as far as your business is concerned.
Yeah, well, it's such a great question because, and I love sharing this story because it truly was like the defining moment in my business. And this was, oh gosh, I mean, we're going back quite a number of years now. But when I started in the online world 16 years ago, as you shared in my bio, I made the leap from corporate. I was super excited about my business. I was a parenting coach at the time because I had a young child and we kind of had a rocky beginning. And so I learned some things and I made some changes within myself. And I'm like, I have to share this with other parents. So I was so excited about my business idea and I went out there, I made that leap. And I like right off the bat, I was getting some good traction. I had created it was like a 4-week program. I was charging $197 for it and I was filling my classes. But I did this for several years. And what I was finding is like, I was barely paying my bills. I was profitable, but like I was so busy all the time because I had to keep filling that 4-week class with more and more people. And like I was getting $197 per person. And it was exhausting. And I felt like I didn't have time to be the mom I wanted to be. I mean, here I am teaching people how to be like, the parent that their child needs them to be, but yet I wasn't being that in my life. And so I got to a point where I'm like, I can't do it anymore. And I had ups and downs, but this was like a very big down. And I'll never forget, I made a decision. I'm like, okay, I have got to quit my business. I've got to go back to corporate because my family relies on my income. And I took a big drop when I started doing this. And I just was never able to get my income up to where I really desired it to be. And so I made this decision, I'm quitting. And truly, this was my passion and purpose, this business. And I was just completely beside myself. I was like a heap on the floor in a ball. I thought I was alone. And because I thought my husband and son were somewhere else. And all of a sudden, my son comes running around the corner and he sees me. And I was like crying. I'm in the corner and he's like, Mommy, Mommy, what's wrong? And it still brings tears to my eyes when I think about this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, honey, nothing's wrong. I'm fine. But I decided I have to quit my business. And I didn't really think he'd have much of a reaction, but I was wrong. He said, no, Mommy, you cannot quit your business. You have been working so hard. And I just looked at him and I thought, oh my gosh, yes, like he has seen me working so hard for so little, for way too long. But I knew after looking into those eyes that if I allowed myself to quit on my purpose, on my passion with this business and not make it a success, that I would be sending the wrong message to him. You can't live your purpose. You can't do work that lights you up. And I just thought, there's no way I can let that happen. So in that moment, I made the decision, I am going to figure this out no matter what. And so when I did that, when I made that, like, that was my new decision. I'm going to figure this out. I had this like download, like just this fireworks, like this big moment where I had this realization, which was that I have been really good at listening to everybody outside of myself, hiring all the right coaches, following their 7-step programs, implementing, doing all this stuff. But I was not ever taking into account like what my voice was saying, my inner voice. I was what you would call a people pleaser. I wanted everybody to be happy. I was a rule follower. I was like the good girl, right? And I did all the right things, but it wasn't in line with the vision that I had for my life and who I wanted to be in my life. And so that's when I started on this path of like opening up my authentic voice and getting in alignment with who I really am, and then putting that into my business. And that is truly when everything changed. I went from having that 4-week $197 program to selling $997 program, the exact same program. I added a couple little tweaks, no extra effort. And I made, in one launch, I went from making like $4,000 or $5,000 to like $15,000, just seemingly overnight when I made a few adjustments within my own energy and started listening to my voice. And so this is why I take a stand now that I figured out this process, which, as you called, it's my Love Yourself Rich process. Now that I figured this out, I'm so excited to help women. And we've been doing it and it works. So that's why I'm here to share like that you don't have to be stuck working so hard for so little, and you can do a business that you love in a way that feels really good.
Well, your experience is so valuable in and of itself. First of all, realizing that you had made such an impression on your commitment to your business that your son said, Mommy, you can't quit. You've been working so hard. So what a beautiful stimulus. You never know where your messages are going to come from, do you? Little
Right,
ones are
right.
very wise. And then to take it into realizing that you could really leverage what you already had created into something even more valuable. So as soon as you put more value on yourself, you up leveled your program to the point that everyone else is going to see it as more valuable and therefore, right, be happy to pay for it. Yeah. And of course you
Absolutely.
upgraded it a bit too, but that's such a valuable piece of information that if you guys take nothing else from this interview, that's gold in my opinion. So thanks for sharing that, Jill. All
Absolutely.
right, now you have, again, a presentation. We're going to be talking about boost your income without burnout. Hey, this is what you were struggling with, was burnout. So I'm going to let you go ahead and set up your slides, and Jill is going to give you a great training on boosting your income without burnout. Go ahead, Jill.
Yeah. Right. Because this is one of the things that I see with a lot of coaches, especially that like the conscious, these conscious women out there, like we're trying to do everything right. We do want to make people happy. We're nurturers at heart. We're trying to take good care of our clients. And excuse me, what I can see happen with a lot of women coaches out there in particular is that because we're trying to take care of everyone else, meaning like our clients, we really have no time left for ourselves. And this is what leads to burnout. Like you can do that for a while. You might be able to get through a launch doing that, but you can't do it long term. And plus, if you're not making the money from that work that you're doing, if you're not able to like nurture yourself with an abundance of financial flow so that you can actually take the vacations you want, you can actually upgrade the areas of your home that you want. If you can't do those things, you start hating your business. Like it becomes not fun. It takes your passion away. And I've seen too many women in this place. So, what I want to share with you today are 3 keys that will help you to, it's not just about raising your rates, and you're going to see that through the presentation, but it will help you to feel confident to raise your rates, because what I hear from so many of my clients is they've thought about raising their rates, but they don't know how to do that because they don't want to keep clients away or lose any business, because like, gosh, they've worked pretty hard to build up to where they're at today. They don't want to lose any of that, and they don't want to make people feel like they can't afford them now. So I'm going to help you move through that one. And we're going to show you how to start attracting premium clients, clients who get the results, who are happy to pay the value that you're offering for. I'm going to teach you that with these 3 keys today. And there's no burnout necessary. That's the best part of all. Okay, so let's hop right into these 3 keys. All right. So key number 1, and this is so important, and it actually took me a while to learn this one, and I thought I need to say this one first. So this is about creating boundaries around pricing and delivery, because here's the thing: before you can even confidently raise your prices and feel good about it and start attracting those high-paying ideal clients that you want, you've got to put some boundaries in place so that you stop overcharging or undercharging and overgiving. And that is the pattern that so many of my clients are in when I start working with them. They're maybe not so aware that they're overgiving, because that's just in their nature to give a lot. But they know that they're not making enough money, and it's the thought's been in their mind that maybe I should raise my rates, but oh my gosh, I have no idea how to do that. So the first thing I want to share here with this key is, how do you know if you're overgiving and undercharging, or if you have a problem with boundaries? Okay, because that's usually what it's about. So some of the symptoms, if you're into this pattern of undercharging and overgiving, is you're discounting your prices to save a sale. So like you're in a conversation with a potential client, and suddenly you're afraid to offer what you're going to offer, because you just get a sense that maybe they won't pay, or maybe they won't see the value. And so you make it smaller. You make what you're offering smaller. Okay, I see that way too much. Another symptom is offering a smaller package because you think a client won't pay. Okay, I've got these flipped. So that's the one I just described. The discounting your offer is like taking the price down for them, like more than you planned, like a spur of the moment decision where you just decide to drop your price. Okay, we do that, right? Another symptom is not knowing how to raise your prices in a loving, empowered, win-win way. And I have to tell you that, and I'm not making it like this sounds crazy, I know, and it makes me laugh, but I've had multiple clients do this with me right before I'm about to raise my prices with my clients. And I do this all along as I'm aligning and up leveling, my prices are going up. They will stop me like when it's renewal time, and they'll be like, two clients in the last 6 months have done this, where they've said, Jill, how about if I pay you X? And it's more than what they were paying before. Like it's coming from them, because there is a way when you are in alignment with your pricing, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, that your clients, your ideal clients, want to pay that. They actually feel that is such a value that they're willing to pay that. Okay, there is a way to do that and make it a win-win. But another symptom is taking client calls off hours. I mean, this is where burnout happens. Like you care about them so much, they've got an emergency. Yes, a one-off now and again, but when it starts leaching into your weekends and on your Friday nights and on a Tuesday night when you had plans with your family and you're going to take a call when you're at your son's baseball game, I mean, this is what we don't want to do. There's a boundary issue there. And then lastly, consistently not ending your client sessions on time. Here or there, a session goes long, not a problem. But if you notice that this is a pattern for you, you probably have a boundary issue. It's probably connected to this over giving and undercharging pattern that I see. Okay. So there are two causes of this pattern, and I want to share. These are the deeper root causes. The boundaries are the surface level adjustment you need to make, but there is a deeper root cause, and I want to share what that is with you. So two things, okay? The first one, and these are the deeper causes of why do we undercharge and overgive. Number one, many women have a deep need to people please, and they also don't want to leave anybody out. This drives a lot of decision making in your business that leads you to the point of where you are doing things that are overgiving, you are doing things that are undercharging, and you start to burn out as a result. So that's number one. And that is connected to the core wound of unlovable. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And the second root cause here of why we have this pattern of overgiving and undercharging is the need to prove your worth. And this is connected to the unworthy core wound. There are actually two core wounds, two primary core wounds that everyone either has one or the other of. Some people even have both, okay? If we do not address these core wounds, then this pattern of overgiving and undercharging can continue. So it's one of the things that I discovered and have built into my Love Yourself Rich process, because that's what we need to address. We really need to turn that around. Okay. But at a very high level, obviously I can't go into that whole thing here, but at a high level, I want you to be aware of how that can be addressed in a really straightforward way. And it's what I call the 5 keys of your authentic energy. Okay. And the 5 keys I discovered, which I like to call the 5 voices, are the voice of desire, the voice of intuition, the voice of value, the voice of self-trust, and the voice of money. And what these 5 voices or these 5 elements actually are, and we all have a relationship with them, is when you are empowered in your relationship with those 5 elements or those 5 voices, you are aligned with you. You are in connection with your purpose. You're in alignment with the voice of God, source, universe. And when you are there and you create your business and you make decisions from that place of being in that deep alignment with yourself, that is when you're able to create the boundaries. You're able to provide the value that you are here to provide, and you're able to charge and feel really good about it. And your ideal clients will see you and they'll be like raising their hand and pulling out their credit card to work with you. And it's a really pretty straightforward process. Okay. And I'm going to give you a little gift at the end that will help you to understand these 5 elements at a deeper level. All right. So just to sum up key 1, this is all about recognizing, first of all, am I undercharging and am I overgiving? And if so, what boundaries can I put in place in my business so I stop doing that? And where do I need to go a little deeper in knowing myself so that I can overcome any people-pleasing tendencies or, this place of questioning my own value? Okay, that's what this key is. It's deep work, but it makes a huge difference in terms of your ability to bring in the money you want and do it in a way that feels good. Okay. So here is a little reframe that I'm going to give you before we move on to key 2, because this is really, really important. And it's this: what's best for me is best for my ideal clients. Okay. It's not best for every client. It's best for my ideal clients. And that's who we want to attract. So if you could just take this reframe and start making it a new belief for you, this is going to make a world of difference. Because what it means is that when you're faced with any decision related to your business, the highest choice is always the one that cares for, honors, and empowers you. And so one of the things that I like to ask myself, and I guide my clients to ask this of themselves as well, is if I was truly loving myself rich in this moment with regard to this, whatever situation you're facing, what decision would I make around this right now? When you honor yourself in this way, you raise your vibration, which by default invites your ideal clients to similarly honor themselves and to be attracted to you, to that energy. Okay. So this is a really powerful reframe. And that question can guide all of your decisions in your business from this point forward. And it makes a huge difference. And I also want to share, if you're doubting, like if that feels selfish, what I want you to consider is that, and I've talked to a number of my clients about this, they agree with me. They're like, Jill, whenever you've had to move a time, which happens almost never, but it has happened, right? They're like, it was best for me. Like, it's when you make decisions that honor you, it is truly best for your ideal soulmate clients. Okay, so that is our first key. Let's jump into the second key right now. The second key is to embody certainty around the outcome that you promise to your ideal clients. Now, it's a whole lot easier to raise your rates and attract premium paying clients when you are 100% bought in with what you're offering and the result that your offering provides. This energy of certainty in you creates trust in your ideal clients. And clients buy when they trust that you will help them get the outcome that they truly desire. And when they do buy, your confidence goes up, right? Which then increases your level of certainty. And then more ideal clients buy because now you're even more certain, you're even more grounded in your certainty. So where does certainty come from? Like, how does it start? Can we get that ball rolling and feel more certain in the promise of what we're offering? And it's pretty simple. It starts from a decision, okay? People who have certainty have decided to be certain that the results that they give, like that they can guarantee their results. They're certain that their process, their program will bring results for their ideal clients, okay? So they've made a decision that they're going to offer something that they absolutely know beyond any shadow of a doubt will bring the result that it promises, okay? Now, don't get tripped up about this because I'm going to explain, and I can already hear objections in people's minds, and I'm going to tell you more that will help alleviate that. Here's the key to being able to make this decision, okay? The key to being able to make this decision to be certain is to first sell yourself on your ability to get that outcome with your client. You must be fully convinced in yourself that you can get that outcome with your client. And this is where offers come into play. Okay, this is where many people need to upgrade their offers because you've got to design offers that specifically ensure that if your ideal client follows your process, they will undoubtedly get the result. And two mistakes I see way too many conscious coaches make is that they make their offer either too small because they're afraid that their ideal client won't pay their rates if they make it bigger. So they cut the offer down so they can charge less for it. Okay. And that was one of the problems I had. I was doing some really big work in 4 weeks and charging a really small price because I really didn't think parents would pay more for this work. And I was like able to double it almost overnight and get an even bigger impact. Okay. But I was making it too small for them. And then number two, and this is the other mistake people make with their offers, is that they pack so much in because they want to raise the price and they feel like they have to add like everything in the kitchen sink in order to justify that price. And the thing is, when you throw a bunch of stuff in that doesn't directly help your client to get the result, it starts to feel confusing, and a confused mind always says no. You've probably heard that. And also it turns off a premium client. A premium client wants to go straight to the result. They don't want a bunch of fluff. So you've got to make sure that your offers have just exactly what it needs to get the client the result and nothing more. Now, here's where I'm going to get to some of the objections that I know I'm already intuiting are out there. Can you guarantee that everyone gets a result? No, you cannot guarantee that everyone gets a result. Why not? Because you do not have control over what someone does with the information you teach them. or the coaching that you give them. You cannot control what they do with that. You do not live in their body. You're not in their mind. You can, you can lead the horse to water. They have to decide that they're going to get the end result that you are promising, right? It's a partnership. I always see the clients I work with, we're in a partnership. I'm on their team supporting them, but they're like driving the ship, So however, if your offer is designed to get the result that you promise, and you create your own certainty around that promise, your certainty, and this is key, so I really want you to hear this, your certainty will attract empowered clients who are willing to do what it takes to get the result. You will draw them out from your certainty, okay? So you will not attract the clients who want to make you responsible for your result when you're standing in your certainty. You'll attract the clients that take responsibility for themselves. They become an energetic match to your certainty energy. And that's a client, an empowered client mentee relationship that you want to be in. That's when your work becomes really fun. That's when boundaries, your boundaries are not pushed by clients. That's when you're really working with people that you absolutely adore. And let's be clear, you are responsible, and I can't say this enough, you are responsible for putting everything into a program that allows a client to get the result you promise. It must be there. It must absolutely be there, but you are not responsible for what a client does with that. Absolutely not. Empowered clients know that, and they take responsibility for their results. Okay. So that is key number 2, is to embody certainty around the outcome that you promise your clients. And this is one of my favorite things to work on with my clients and help them embody, because when you do, you literally become a soulmate client magnet. And it's really fun. All right. So let's see what we have for our next and final key here. This is key number 3, and I love this one too. Okay. So I hear from a lot of my clients that they want to raise their prices, but they have no idea how to do that without losing clients. Plus, and this might be you, the thought of raising the prices might make you feel a little sick to your stomach. Like you might have some butterflies about doing that. You're not really sure you can pull it off, right? And some people might even suspect that they have a mindset block around pricing. Like they might think, oh, maybe I've got some money stuff going on. And here's the thing is, when you hesitate to raise your prices, it's not a pricing issue. It's never a pricing issue. It's a value issue. It is about the value. So how do you, and this is, I want everyone to reflect on this, okay, for yourself, write it down. How do you set prices for your offers? What do you base the price on? So just reflect on that for a moment, jot a couple of notes down. Because what I've seen is that most people set their prices based on how they value their time. And then they derive a price per hour based on how many hours they need to spend. And then they come up with their price. And here's the other thing they do is they choose a price that they think their ideal clients will pay. And that's just how they come up with their price. They're just like guessing. Okay. Both of these methods are mistakes that do not reflect the true value of your offer or your expertise. Okay. You may think that setting your prices based on what your time is worth is considering the value of your expertise, but it's not. It's not. In fact, you cannot put a value on your time. Your time is priceless. And it's also relative, because what I think your time is worth might not be what you think your time is worth, right? And this attracts clients who question your pricing, right? If you've ever had a client question your pricing, that's probably what it's about. So both of these pricing methods that are mistakes, in my opinion, disconnect you and your client from the true value of your offer. They don't reflect the value of the result that they're going to experience, and they don't reflect the value of the expertise that you bring to support them with, okay? And those are the two things, and that's the two, what am I trying to say here? That's what you need to consider. Okay. It's about value. I'm going to go next slide. It's about the value of the result and the value of of your expertise. Those are the two things. This is what I was trying to say. Those are the two things that you need to hone in on to create pricing for an offer that's going to attract premium clients. Okay. Value of the result you're delivering, which we've already talked about, value of your expertise. When you own your value, that is when you step into and start running the business of your dreams. The business that you envisioned when you started it, it comes from truly owning your value and creating your offers for your ideal clients and pricing them based on the result and your expertise. Okay. All right. So that is key number 3 in a nutshell. It's not about the pricing. Okay. Don't raise your prices to just putting a price on your time, because we know your time is priceless. It's not about that. It's about the value and really owning the value. And if you think about what we talked about in the other keys, it's this piece about embodying those 5 voices, those 5 key elements of your energy, because that helps you own your value. So, Virginia, back to you. That's what I wanted to share today.
Oh, wonderful. You can stop the share. And, those are 3 keys that I think you've articulated beautifully. I really appreciate that you honed in that way. And I especially liked the part on certainty. It's almost like foundational. I mean, boundaries are very important for sure, and defining what those are for you. But the certainty and embodying the certainty will help you with the 3rd key, which is owning your value.
Yes.
So the certainty part, certainty on what you can deliver, certainty on the transformations you can provide, and really, truly feeling it within you. Because that certainty, obviously, they're going to pick up. They're picking up your energy. And I love the other part of that also. And that is, as you elevate your vibration with this certainty that you've embodied, you attract to you those people who are going to want to work with you and get it done. They're not going to find excuses. They're going to pick up their own certainty because of that. So I thought that was the key that I liked the best. Wanted to share that with you.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yes, it is so powerful. Yes.
All right. So with certainty, let's move into also what is one strategy that you could certainly deliver to people that you have found can generate a quick cash infusion into someone's business?
Yes. Yes. I love this question because I love teaching on it because I actually have 5 things. And obviously, I'm not going to share the 5 today. I'll pick one, and it's one of my favorites, but there's 5 cash infusion strategies that I use all the time, and they all have worked really, really well for me. So the one I wanted to share today, and none of them are like, it's not like, the new, like there's not earth shattering is what I'm trying to say. Like these are, you've probably heard these all before, but I'll share my own little twist on it. Is I love doing a VIP one-on-one, either VIP day or like a 30-day intensive. And the key about making this work is that you do it with it's a very micro specific, short term, like immediate outcome that a client can get. And it's got to be something that is like driving them nuts, that is keeping them from going to the next place, right? So this requires really knowing your ideal clients to be able to know exactly what that thing is that you can deliver in a short burst and an intensive time with you, where you're focused and you're concentrated on this issue, and you can help them get that. And again, the key about pricing this is not like, oh, well, I'm going to spend, 6 hours with them, so I need to come up with $1 per hour. No. What is the value of delivering that nugget to them and then making the shift? And so the price, I have had VIP days be anywhere from $800 for a VIP day to $5,000. It depends on what I'm delivering, but I've been able to sell them all in that range because I'm dialing in the micro specific outcome and delivering it in that time frame. So that's the key and how I look at the VIP day.
Yeah, I think that's an important point, and we've had other people talk about VIP days because they are so powerful. Excuse me. You
Well,
also brought up the 30-day intensive, which
yes,
is like, accountability, get this done, and they're having to come back to you, I'm assuming then,
yeah,
each day to say, I got it done next, so micro accomplishments that really help people feel
yeah,
like I can do this. And I
yeah,
just did.
yeah. Yeah, well, how I do the intensive is I do it with unlimited messaging. So we do a like a 3-hour VIP intensive together, and then it's unlimited messaging for 30 days. And that has been like I'm loving that right now because I'm like really you really build a relationship with them and you really help them with the accountability, as you said, and that's powerful. And the beauty of the VIP day, and I'm sure other people mention this too, but I do it without a sales page. I just come up with the idea. I write an email and then it sells because you're speaking to those things. So it's such an easy, like low burden way to really highly support your client while also helping yourself. It's a big win-win.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like just a great idea, great strategy. All right, well, you have a gift for people, and you referred to that earlier, so let me bring that up. Your gift is high ticket pricing guide. Tell them about that.
Yes. So, yeah, this is fantastic. If you're one of those people that like you're afraid to raise your prices or you're afraid to charge premium prices because it's probably keeping your best clients away. Number one. Okay. So, if you have a suspicion that like, gosh, am I keeping my best clients away? Could I be attracting clients that are actually really empowered and they're going to get it done? Yes, you can. And this high ticket pricing guide is going to take you through it. So if you're confused about how to set your prices, if you want a formula for creating an offer that sells, that's the kind of stuff I'm going into in this guide. I talk about the 3 costly mistakes that established coaches are making when designing offers that actually sabotage their profits. I talk about the 4 important factors to consider when creating offers that sell. I share my soul-led pricing formula, which is 4 simple steps to create irresistible offers that effortlessly magnetize high-paying clients. And I talk about how to avoid the 7 common mindset blocks that crush pricing success. So that's all in the guide. I like people that have gotten this. I mean, it's really meaty, and I'm excited to put it into your hands as well.
Oh, it does. It sounds very, very powerful. And as I said when we started, I encourage you all to really absorb this information, make notes on what really resonates with you, and start implementing. And I also want to talk to you for just a moment about having lifetime access to these incredible speakers and all of their gifts. If you want to really take advantage of the expertise that is being shared here with you today, I cannot encourage you too much to go ahead and click on that upgrade to VIP, because not only are you going to get this wonderful gift from Jill, but Jill has another gift that is of even greater value. Not that this one isn't already, but I think that you're going to make it so worthwhile that I call this kind of a no-brainer upgrade. You're going to get all of these recordings, lifetime access to it, all of the regular gifts, and now all the VIP upgrade gifts, plus some pretty special gifts from myself as well. So Jill, go ahead and share with them, because what you have, I think, is called what? Get visible. How about that? How appropriate.
Yeah.
Tell them about your VIP gift.
Exactly. Yeah, get visible. Yeah, so it is a 5 session, like 5 module program where I walk you through in a lot more detail more about those 5 key elements of like really owning and embodying your voice. We talk about the voice of desire, we talk about the voice of intuition, we talk about having an empowered relationship with money, and how if you're not solid in those things, you're not really shining online so that your clients, your ideal clients can see you. So, and I talk about also specific strategies for getting seen online. But it's really focused on the foundational piece, the we talked about the certainty, Virginia. It's like, how do you develop that feeling of certainty where you really are owning your value so that others can see that too, so that you feel confident in putting that value on what you offer. And so it's a really powerful program. I would be so excited for anyone who's, lucky enough to get that through upgrading and getting this VIP upgrade with you. So that's my offering.
Well, thank you so much for offering that. And I think you said that you would normally charge $497 for this. So you
Yes.
guys, you must take advantage of these things because these are just not offered out every day. This is a very special offering for you. And I'm just so appreciative that our speakers are so generous with themselves. And of course, if you resonate with one of them, then connect with them. See how they might help support your business going forward. We have said over and over again that mentorship is one of the most powerful things that you can obtain to really get your business going and feel the success that you really deserve. So take advantage and invest in yourself, just $47. Jill, thank you so much for being here. Do you have any final words of wisdom you'd like to share with our viewers before we go?
I guess all I would say is that, one of the things that makes me really sad is seeing an amazing woman who has so much to offer, who is out there. Like, I know what it feels like to work so hard and feel like I'm working for pennies. And, it's not just you that suffers. Anyone that is in relationship with you suffers, because when you're not truly happy and thriving in your life, if you're doing your purpose work and you're not feeling fed by that, because you can't take care of yourself the way that you want to take care of it's a horrible feeling, and the people in your life suffer. It's not just you. So I just want to, I want you to hear this. If you're in that place, you have all the value within you to offer your clients, and I am certain that only like 10 or 20% is getting out. Okay, we want all of that to be seen by your ideal clients so that they will thrive bigger and you will thrive bigger. So that's my message for people is, let your value out, let it shine.
Yeah, I love that. Let your value shine so that you uplift everyone else in the process. It's a beautiful thing, and we need more and more of it in this world. So thank you for those words of wisdom, Jill. It's just been delightful to have you here. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in, paying attention, taking notes, and implementing what you've heard here today. And we'll see you all on the next speaker's interview. Bye now.